Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
How are you? I'm sorry to keep you waiting. My computer decided to update itself as soon as I turned it on.
Yeah, they have a
Hello.
mind of their own, don't they?
Hello. Lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So, are you in Australia?
Yes.
Wonderful. That's a place I'd love to see at some point.
Come on over. Not
Yes.
right now. It's you can tell it's the middle of winter, so you need to come the other side.
Hold on a second. Really?
Yeah, because we're on the other side of the world. So
Okay.
literally you guys hog the sun for this.
Well, I just thought there was something in my brain said that it never really got as cold. There was some level of I,
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know that.
it's that part is true. We don't get tons and tons of feet of snow. But
Right.
yes, so yesterday it was 37.
Okay. Yeah, that's
So that's it's cold enough. Like
Yeah, no, it is. And we're just starting to get to a point now where it's going to be like 102 degrees next week. Like it's crazy. It's hot. So, but I'm part cat, so I love it. I just absolutely love the heat. I'm good.
me
So it's
too. Me
yes.
too.
So, well, hey, it's great to meet you. Thank you for taking a minute out. And I want to start everything with what we've all lived through globally, which has been this pandemic. We're entering a post-pandemic period of our lives. How did you get through it? And how has it changed the way that you do things now?
Oh goodness. Well, for me, the living through that wasn't I had it pretty good, to be honest, Joe.
Sure.
We were already running an online business, and I had been for 4 years. So we had started a marketing agency, and we worked with people all over the world. Um, yeah, from forever, not forever, but for 6 years. And so we were already working from home, and we live regionally. So we live close to the beach. And because we don't live in a city, even though I live near Melbourne in Australia, and we were, I think, like the most locked down city in the world, I think the stats were, because we lived that extra half an hour kind of outside of the city, official city lines, we had it pretty good. We could go to parks, we could go to the beach, and so I got to spend more time with my family. I've
Yeah.
got four little kids.
Yeah.
My husband and I work from home together. We were building our home. We were living in a very tiny, tiny rental, so six of us in two rooms. But but we got to experience a slower pace. And, all of a sudden I'm an introvert. So for me, it was fine because I didn't have the financial pressure. I got to stay home more. I didn't have to drive everywhere. Like it was kind of I was a bit in my element, really.
Yeah.
Um, where I know everyone had so different experiences, and for a lot of people it was really awful, but I was one of the ones that um, I it, it suited my personality, and we were blessed enough with the situation of where we were located in our business and our, physically, that we got to make the most of it. And because of that, we now homeschool our children by choice. And so because of that, now that things have opened up, we get to travel and do more of that. So really, it was a good kind of going a good kind of little view, like a window open into this is what life could be like,
Yeah.
um, and we made the most of it.
Yeah. I think there's overwhelmingly, I hear a lot of people did take advantage of the world slowing down. And I think there's a part of people that are like, yeah, I don't want to come across bad because you don't want to cheapen the idea that the world went through quite an event that took a lot of lives. And I don't think anyone's doing that at all. But yeah, I mean, there are levels of this that make more sense. I thought about that with like the world of like musicians that travel all the time. When that happened, there was going to be a certain amount of them that were never going to go and do it again because they
Mm.
realized how crazy and insane it is. It's just a frantic pace that's hard to keep up with, you know? So
Yeah,
yeah,
I,
it's
I do
wild.
have friends that are in that position that used to, their whole dream was to travel and, be in the band and do, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's crazy and exhausting. Like,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So let's get to the essence of what you do for your profession. And I'm going to put you in front of a bunch of third graders at career day. One of the kids looks up and says, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" How do you answer that child?
I help women start their own businesses and live their, it's at the third grade level in a way that is simple and allows them to spend lots of time doing things they love.
So when you were in the third grade, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh, third grade, I don't know. I wanted to be a lawyer and I got told I couldn't, that I didn't have the personality for it. And then I wanted to be an artist.
Yeah.
And again, I got told you can't make money doing that. And so I went to university and got a business degree, which I love. But I
Yeah.
did art the whole way just to kind of stick it to them.
That there you go. So you do art still to this day?
Yeah, I do. I love.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's the right left brain thing. Yeah, that okay. Um,
yeah. I really do love it, and I think business is creative, right? I mean, in its essence, it's creative because you're making something from nothing.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's pretty incredible when you think about it. Like, oh, I had nothing, and now I have this thing that I can make money from. Like, whoa, it's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Absolutely. So who's been kind of a hero for you in your life?
In my life personally,
Well, yeah, like what whoever has inspired you to become who you are, that's constantly been someone that you've looked up to.
oh, this is such a tricky question. I think it's been different people at different times. And um, like in the business world, I really admire Kelly Roach. And she went from nothing to, 8-figure company. But the way that she leads, she's total no nonsense. She goes the opposite direction when everyone else is going right, she's going left. Um, she questions everything. She's super smart, super strategic, but she still makes sure that she realizes it's not all about building, this 10-figure company. There's more to it. But so I really admire her in the business space. Yeah.
So you may have already answered the question. If you can meet anybody alive on the planet right now and spend some time with them, who would it be?
Oh no, I'd meet Beyonce.
Oh, there you go.
I think so. She's like, if you look at her journey, I admire her as well. Um, if you look at her journey, it's like, whoa, man. Like
Yeah.
she's gone from total pop to total creative, like obviously, seriously, like crazily successful. I think she'd be fascinating to spend time with.
Yeah. So, as far as business is concerned, what's one of your favorite business models, businesses out there, whether it's Amazon or Apple or some other company that's really done well all the way around with what they've done on their rise to the top?
Business model, do you mean as in the structure of the like how the business is run, like that
Yeah, like,
cleverness, I think, is that what you mean?
well, yeah, I think it's not just that they make a lot of money, but the way they treat their people and the way that they do their business and kind of in a more global sense, so to speak.
Hmm. I don't know because I don't really pay that much attention, to be
Right.
honest.
Okay.
What I love about business is I think we can get really caught up in the numbers and kind of going after what someone else says that we want or what society says that we should want. And what I love personally is a really simple business model that just allows you to live your life, because ultimately that's why we start our business, is for more freedom. And often we kind of get caught up in the game and the fun of it because I really love my business. I could easily spend 12 hours a day, but that's just when I'm in it. I know I also love, to paint and be at the beach with my family and like, do all of the things. And so I think the best business model is one where people ignore society, pretend there's no box, and make it work for their stage of life where they are right now.
That's great. That's a great perspective. Let me ask you this. What is kind of the fuel for you to be who you are and to do what you do every day? We have motivations to live through our lives and get things done. What is that for you?
Well, it started off being my family. And then it still is, of course, like we homeschool, I love that part. But I think once you can provide for your family and that you feel like you've kind of got a hold on that, your eyes lift upwards and we go like, okay, what the heck am I building this for? Like, what am I doing? And then we begin to think about the impact piece. I think once our own needs are met, like we have that cup overflowing and then we're like, okay, what are we doing? And so philanthropy is a really big part of what we do inside the business and changing people's lives. Because I came from, my mother was a single mother with 4 kids. It was quite chaotic. And I know what that life is like. And I know that a lot of people get stuck there. So I'm really passionate about transformation and giving people choice in in here in Australia, but around the world. And so um, I know my business will one day do what I do now, but also in poorer countries and help people to start businesses so that they can change their legacy, change their family, change um, the way that they experience life and give them opportunities that they don't currently have.
So what's been one of the best success stories you've been involved with your business? Something that sticks out?
Yeah, so one of the best ones was a woman was working for her brother as an admin person, really hating it, um, in a trade space, and she wanted to start her own agency. And so we worked together on building that. Once she built it, she realized she didn't want a really big team, but she wanted to be an expert in a specific niche. And then as she'd decided that transition and we'd started working, we'd come up with a strategy. Our time together finished and she emailed me a year later and she was like a keynote speaker at an event in that niche. She was getting, paid way more per client than she'd ever been paid because she'd specialize. Like she was telling, like listing all these things, and I was crying, going, "Oh my goodness!" Because she's a single mom. I think she has 5 kids, and now she doesn't have to. She did something for herself, and she's fully changed how she sees herself. She's fully changed what she can offer her family. Like it's just amazing. So,
Yeah.
and the ripple effect of that, if you think about every life transformed, like it's just a ripple effect, and you don't know where those go, right? Like they turn into waves. They're going to affect things way further out than we can ever kind of notice. So,
Yeah. So at this point in your life, what are you the proudest of that you've done?
oh, we own about, I think, the life that we've created, that we've managed, because I mentioned, where I came from. My parents still don't own property. Like, they sacrificed everything for us. And now I've got a beautiful family. I've got 4 kids that I'm really proud of. I think they're, going to be good humans. I hope we have to keep doing a good job there.
Yeah.
And for 3, we went the long way round. And my husband owner built this house that we live in. That's a beautiful home. So I think like I'm proud of questioning the norm and stepping off the line of, you know, sheep and doing things my way because it's working out so far.
Right on. So let me ask you this. Of all the things that you've lived through in your life and gone through, if you were to have a dream tonight, running into the 20-year-old version of yourself, and you could give that younger version of you a piece of advice based on the wisdom you've gained in your life, what would you tell that young version?
Oh, I would say, yeah, it's okay. Like, it's okay to do things your way because even then I was like, I don't like working full time. What is this? I've choose forever. That's okay, but also to focus. And I think that that's a really good lesson for all of us because we only have a certain amount of time. And so if we have 20 buckets in front of us and we have one garden hose and we're sprinkling madly into all 20 buckets, it's going to take a really long time for the buckets to fill up. If we just have a couple of buckets, then those fill up quickly and we get to enjoy the overflow. And so it's really easy to get distracted and follow other people and kind of, do want to do all the things, but focus is really powerful.
Certainly. So everyone out there has a perception of you, your family, your friends, clients, colleagues, but you're in charge. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
Oh, less put together than I think everybody thinks. Isn't that the truth? You know, when you hear what people say about you, you're like, oh wow, I didn't realize that. Um, I think everyone is just at the core human figuring it out, right? We've
Yeah.
never done this before.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think strategically and I'm intentional and I question things, but at the core, like, and so I think that has got me kind of better results than some other people that I'm around. But ultimately we're all just, like rolling with the punches kind of thing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let me ask you this. If you could witness an event in person, and I know you mentioned Beyonce concerts, whatever it might be, what would you love to have seen firsthand, historically speaking, that's happened?
Oh, I don't know. I've never thought about that question. Um, I don't know why Woodstock comes to mind. I don't even know that much about it. Maybe I'm just trying to be stereotypical, like racking my brain.
No, that would work.
I would have, yeah, I would have, I actually would have loved that because like the things that you see on the movies, you're like, oh, I wish I could actually be there. And you know that
Yeah.
you can't. But anything like that, anyone that is really great now, I'd love to go back to the start, whether it's like, something like that or even Elton John, however many years ago. Like he was incredible. I saw him in the last few years.
Yeah.
So it would be great to yeah, see anyone who we know as an icon now and go right back to the beginning because
Yeah.
also I think like they're just humans as well, right?
Yeah.
And so them at the start probably weren't as good as now. Like it's everything is a skill. No one comes out of the womb being this perfectly skilled, polished thing. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I think it's great to see the journey and the growth.
It's like U2 and the Beatles and all of that. I mean, it took them almost a decade to get to a point where they even got close to prominence. So there's always these
Mm.
beginnings, and there used to be ticket stubs you could prove if you saw it, so it's kind of cool. So if anyone out there wants to hire you, learn more about you, your business, anything pertaining to your world, what digital door can they go to?
Instagram's probably the best one. I mean, there's the website, but both of them are my name, Annelise Swan. Have a look at the spelling because it's a little bit odd. So have a look there. But we can have a chat on Instagram, which I love. So send me a DM if you're there, and we can have a proper conversation.
Okay, Annalise, thank you so much for your story, for your time. Best of luck with everything.
Thank you so much for having me, Joe. I've had fun.
You too. Take care. See you later.
See you. Bye.